Have you ever read a book or comic book with an active real crime that you can help solve? I know the answer is no. Well, now you can. Get your copy of the first ever historic comic book with a real crime revealed within the plots in the comic book called Other Man Cop Fugitive Wanted that is selling all over the world. You will read about my experiences in police academy that made me one of the top cadets to becoming the world's top cop as a single-man patrol unit in the history of policing. Order your copy at hovermancop.com or on Amazon. Now, there is a clothing brand that is taking its rightful place, that is the best in the world when it comes to style, customizations, uniqueness, and originality. None other than Fluidity. No other clothing brand can compare nor duplicate the styles of Fluidity. There are various designs and vibrant color options to choose from, and you even have the option to customize Fluidity designs to your favorite color option. Fluidity styles can be worn for any occasion at fluidity.com, FLUIETTI.com, and on that site you can even click on the sports athletic apparel. Get you some hats or headbands to go with your outfits at fluidity.com. The rapper Blac Youngsta was arrested in Houston, Texas on a Wednesday at approximately 4:30 p.m. after police performed a traffic stop on a 2019 GMC Yukon vehicle. He was sitting in the back seat of this Yukon, and the vehicle was pulled over because the driver decided to run the red light. The officer approached the vehicle after performing the traffic stop, and the first thing he smelled was marijuana from inside that vehicle. Well, you should know, after that, was legally searched, and 3 pistols, according to the reports, were inside the vehicle. Blac Youngsta had possession of a prohibited weapon that included armor-piercing ammunition. Let me break this down to you listeners. I think you want to listen very carefully to what I'm saying, to give you some quick tips and a lesson that we all can learn for what happened to Blac Youngsta. First, Blac Youngsta is a successful rapper and has oftentimes flashed a lot of money on social media. And I'm sure he has enemies and haters. Therefore, I know he may be worried about his safety, and that's probably why he had that weapon on him. And so since this is the case that he may be concerned about his own welfare, then he should always have security personnel to accompany him when he's out and about in public. And the last thing he should have done was have a gun on his person in a state where it is required for you to have a license to have a gun with no felony convictions on your record. Now, I don't know his criminal record, but I do know that was the first mistake he made, was to be in a vehicle in another state with a weapon on his person and even having the type of bullets that he had. Secondly, you should understand whoever we choose to surround ourselves with will have a tremendous impact in our personal lives. And it seems to me the individuals that was with Blac Youngsta was not a wise decision on his part. Now, don't get me wrong. Blac Youngsta is a grown man and made his own choice to be in that vehicle and to have a gun on his person. But it seems to me, if you're not going to be driving the car and you're going to be in the back seat, you might want to have somebody driving the car that is going to make the right decisions to not draw attention to themselves. And for running a red light at 4:30 p.m. in the heat of traffic in one of the busiest hours in Houston, Texas, you will automatically draw attention to your vehicle. And that's what happened. That driver ran the red light, and he cannot blame nobody, nor be angry with anybody but that driver. And if I was Blac Youngsta, I would have a real good conversation with that driver. And I would ask him, did you not see that red light? And I wonder, did anybody in that vehicle see that red light before the driver decided to run the red light? I would ask him, why did you run the red light? Did you not recognize that red light? Then I would ask him, did you see the police officers behind us, or on the side of us, or in front of us? Or did anybody in that vehicle see the officer, the patrol car, before the driver decided to run the red light, knowing that there was marijuana in the vehicle, knowing that there was weapons inside the vehicle with marijuana, knowing that that will tip off and alarm a patrol car towards that vehicle with that kind of weapons and drugs in the car in a state where marijuana is not legal for recreational use. I also wonder, what kind of relationship does Blac Youngsta have with the driver? Is it one of his family members? Is it a close friend? Who is he? That makes you wonder. If you're listening to me, Blac Youngsta, those are questions you might want to find out and answer. The other passenger, named Marcus Cartwright, was arrested for misdemeanor charges. And from what I've gathered, the driver was not arrested. Interesting. Let me just go ahead and tell you this as well. Think about it. If marijuana is supposed to make you think better, feel better, I don't think I would want to take this kind of drug that's supposed to make you feel and think better, will have you thinking foolishly. Obviously, the driver of that vehicle did not think wisely. Does marijuana affect you to the point where you can't make logical, sensible decisions? Well, based on what happened, obviously not. Now, if no marijuana was in the car, or if they were not smoking marijuana, I think it's safe to say that they probably would have known that the vehicle passed the red light, and thankfully that they didn't hit anyone because the driver chose to run the red light. Does marijuana make you do such things? Does marijuana cause you to see a police patrol car? Does it make you feel as if you're invisible? Well, that didn't work because the vehicle was pulled over by the patrol car. Does marijuana make you believe that you're not going to be arrested? Well, obviously not. So now the question is, did the driver smoke marijuana? Did the driver add marijuana on him? Well, that's also a no, because the driver was not arrested, but the passenger and Blac Youngsta was arrested. So is it worth smoking marijuana to get you pulled over, to have your vehicle searched, you put in jail, posting a bond for over $2,000 over a bag, dime bag, or whatever kind of bag or size you have, to get high over marijuana? Ask yourself these questions. Is it worth it? Over out.